If you've been on Microsoft's homepage lately, you may have noticed some interesting headlines from a conspiracy theory that the latest surge in COVID-19 is being orchestrated by the Democratic Party. Of course, that's not true, to an obituary calling a late NBA player useless. Our Donny O'Sullivan has been looking into why. And Donny, a lot of this comes down to company decisions on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is just now seeping into everything.
Yeah.
And causing chaos, it seems.
And nowhere else, nowhere more so than Microsoft, apparently. I think a lot of people will say Microsoft News, but hundreds of millions of people get their news from Microsoft, because if you buy a PC, a computer, that's your homepage very often, and there's news there. Up until 2018, Microsoft had 800 journalists working for them. Now, all that work is mostly done by AI. Have a look.
Wow.
It felt like I was standing in line at the grocery store reading a National Enquirer, front page.
Faris Kawar is talking about Microsoft's homepage, also known as MSN.com. It's among the top visited news websites in the US and around the world.
It's absolutely a huge site. It's installed on a lot of machines that come with Windows software on it, so people sometimes get that as a default as their news source.
But over the last few months, bizarre and false stories have begun appearing on MSN.com. False claims that President Biden fell asleep during a moment of silence after the Maui wildfire, an obituary that called a late NBA player useless, and a false story claiming a California politician had resigned after attacks by Elon Musk.
You had to be responsible in what you put on the site, because so many people would read it and could be swayed by it.
Ryn Pfeiffer was a contracted editor at MSN.com. Her job involved selecting stories from news outlets across the world to feature on Microsoft's site. She was one of more than 800 editors employed by Microsoft as of 2018.
I was there on and off for 8 years before I got laid off to be replaced by AI.
But in 2020, Ryn and her colleagues were told they were losing their jobs. CNN obtained a recording of the call announcing the layoffs. Editors at Microsoft, they were told, were being replaced by AI automation.
It's kind of full steam ahead for automating all of the content.
Did you ever think you'd have a situation where you'd be replaced by AI?
No, not in a million years, but here we are.
MSN has agreements with major news organizations, including CNN, that allows it to put their reporting on its site. But recently, fringe right-wing sites have been featured prominently on its homepage, including headlines like these attacking President Biden.
Seeing what I'm seeing here with MSN is just scary to me. Like, that can translate to tangible votes.
If they were going to have a front page that is all about news, then they should take that responsibility seriously and understand that it has implications for society.
After his computer's software updated, Faris Kawar's default homepage changed to Microsoft. That's when he began to notice something strange.
I think Microsoft is a fairly trustworthy company. I don't think of them as political in any way. The content that was being pushed definitely skewed to the right.
Bidenomics proved Joe Biden is a buffoon, from American Insider. Yeah, that would not have been there before.
Ryn Pfeiffer said she believes this is all happening because Microsoft replaced editors with AI.
I'm still appalled that they have these websites that seem like fronts. Like, that are not legit news sources, pumping out this information on the homepage.
Let's keep AI under the control of people. It needs to be safe.
But Microsoft won't say how many people it has in control of its news AI. Ryn said the editors who worked on her team, who were hired through a subcontractor, were all laid off.
What's the most important thing that our society needs to know at this point in our history, where an editor, a human, can make those determinations, and it really concerns me that AI is being used.
On Tuesday, the Guardian newspaper wrote to Microsoft President Brad Smith to express its concerns about Microsoft's use of AI. Microsoft published a story from The Guardian about Lily James, a 21-year-old who was found dead in Sydney, Australia. Microsoft then published an AI-generated poll next to the story asking readers, what do you think is the reason behind the woman's death? The Guardian CEO wrote in the letter, Not only is this sort of application potentially distressing for the family of the individual who is the subject of the story, it is also deeply damaging to The Guardian's hard-won reputation for trusted, sensitive journalism. A day later, Microsoft said it had launched an investigation and shut off its AI polling feature. A spokesperson told CNN that in 2021 the company shifted to a system that picks stories by an algorithm. The spokesperson said, "We are committed to addressing the recent issue of low-quality articles contributed to the feed and are working closely with our content partners to identify and address issues to ensure they are meeting our standards."
A lot of people don't dig deep and do their own homework to fact check anything, or they take things at face value. There's far too much of that, and so they read this and they take it as the factual truth.
So, Jim, as you can see there, Microsoft did not make a person available to speak to us.
Notice that.
Brad Smith, Microsoft's president, really is kind of on the lecture circuit around the world, telling people how they should be responsible with AI. But as we can see here, Microsoft's own AI is messing up the news. And potentially, as we go into election year, hundreds of millions of people, tens of millions of Americans still go to this website daily.
Yeah.
Could potentially play into the election.
And not to put a technical term on it, but it seems like AI generates a lot of crap.
A lot of crap. Hopefully our jobs are safe for a while.
A little while longer.
AI is not replacing all the journalists just yet, we hope.
All right, we hope. Tony, great story. Thanks so
you.
much. Good to see you in person. Thanks a lot.